Yeah, that was easy. Let me let's see if anybody comes on here. Um, Usually when I go live on YouTube, uh, we'll get some engagement, not a whole bunch, but it's better than TikTok, bro.
Yeah.
TikTok is people want to see stupid shit, and if they don't see it, they get off of it.
Yeah.
They want to see like if you were on TikTok, we could battle and shit, but
Oh, dude, you like that? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get it now.
get an account, get about you got to get 1,000 subs on TikTok to battle.
Okay.
To go live, but I can show you a trick on how to do that really fast. I did it. I got up to like 9,000 something followers, and then I stopped doing it.
Yeah, I saw you walking around at all of Taquerias passing out fire, bro.
We got two people right now. Hey guys, what's up, man? I have Marcus from Kayaklosico YouTube channel.
What's going on?
Wanted to go live for a little bit. He does kayaking. I do kayaking. And we wanted to kind of go live on YouTube, interact with you guys, introduce him as a new up and coming YouTuber and fisherman, and answer any kind of questions you guys got, man. What's up, Olivas? PMP. So any questions you guys have for either me or Marcus, comment down below. I wanted to make this a little bit different. Marcus wanted to go on here and just engage with the fans and see what you guys got going on. See if anybody's going to be fishing, things like that. Anything you want to tell the fans, Marcus, while we have them on here?
Well, hey guys. First off, my name is Marcus Garcia, Kayaklosico, and just want to thank Seth Fishing for getting this live stream going here. As we start going through here, guys, I guess one question I have for all of you is, what's been hitting right now? Where y'all been going? Arroyo, SPI? Is it San Martin? You know, what's been hitting for y'all? Vivas, I see you in the chat.
Yeah. Can you see the comments or no, Mark?
Yeah, Sergio Lopez, what do you think of the Hoodoo Impulse 120 kayak? Brother, this is one of the coolest things I ever got my hands on with. So there's a company called No Bad Days Kayaks, NoBadDaysKayak.com. The owner, Forrest, he's a really cool dude. He does a lot of freshwater stuff. And my gosh, man, this Hoodoo Impulse 120, you could stand on it. It's a propeller drive. And it's really sturdy, man. I get to location probably half the time like I used to. I had a Pelican 100. And, man, I recommend this kayak. There's a lot of storage space, a ton of storage space. And, of course, it comes in the cool colors. I got orange. Now I'm an Aggie, and I got orange. We'll talk about that later. I'm not going to do the hook on live, but bro, I absolutely adore this kayak. Easy to keep clean, and definitely something that you might want to get your hands on.
Yeah, the Hoodoo's definitely an interesting kayak. I haven't been on it yet. Probably next time we go out there, I'll probably get on it. I did get a chance to see it up and close the other day. I went fishing with Marcus, and it's definitely a very slick looking kayak. I'm just kind of curious to see how it holds up as far as the stability versus the Hobie Outback. But we'll definitely figure that out sometime in the future. Marcos Garza says, if I just woke up because I look tired. I was literally just making jig heads right now, bro. Check it out. I was in the garage and I had a mask on, and I guess I feel kind of tired, I guess, but I think it's all that C4 I've been drinking. So I do definitely feel a little tired, but where's my C4? Let me go get it. Hold on.
Yeah, bro, go get your Skittles. Olivas, PAP, San Martin Lake. Have you been to San Martin lately? If so, how'd you do, Olivas?
What they saying, man? They talking shit or what?
Yeah, crap, man. Olivas says that he's the #1 fisher at San Martin Lake.
Oliva San Martin Lake.
Yeah, man, throwing it down out there.
I haven't been there in a minute. How has San Martin been lately, guys? I saw another YouTuber. Can't remember his name. He's an up and coming one too, a young guy. I can't remember, bro. Fishing with Luis or something like that. But anyways, he was out there and he was throwing some lures. And during the tournament on Sunday, was it on Sunday when that tournament was going on?
It
That
was
Rick
Saturday, no? I think it was Saturday.
Saturday, that tournament that Rick was doing. Oh, there he is, Louis 956. That's the one. That's the one I was talking about. I saw his video. He was using AM lures and some live shrimp. So I'm curious to see how you did. I know he caught one red. I think maybe he can tell us a little bit about it. Let me try to read the comments here. Mesquite Flats has been hitting too. My son Marcos has been hitting San Martin Lake. So I haven't been to either one of those two. Have you been over there lately or no, Marcus?
Yeah, so San Martin Lake, I went the week before. I actually had two reds. I was able to get one on the stringer, and one of them just he said Kayaklosico, bro. I mean, he just looked at me, he took off. It's kind of embarrassing, but you know what? I've got to be transparent on the video as well. And going back to Oliva has lots of black drums. So I actually had a buddy of mine, Juan de la Garza, man. He actually was using AM lures, and I don't know if it was that garlic smell or what, but he tagged up on a 20-inch black drum at San Martin. It was a cool thing, bro. Don't really
I
see a
think,
lot on a
yeah,
lure.
I think Louis 956 fishing right there. I think he was using an AM lure also.
Okay.
He was using that motor oil color.
Yeah.
You seen that one or no?
Yeah, I think I have. I think I know what you're talking about.
Like a green brown color. I'm just not sure if he caught it with the lure or if he caught it with the shrimp. Marco says Arroyo has been good. I was going whenever I was on vacations. When was the last time I went to Arroyo?
Dude, last there, dude, was on a boat. My dad. So every time I go to the Arroyo, we really just start heading south towards the Poland House. We'll go east of it, and we'll just start drifting with mullet. As y'all know, I love mullet, man. If I can marry mullet, hopefully my wife's not hearing. Uh, I'd be doing that. But I do love me some lures too, man. Those freaking red rule lures that I was using last time at SPI, freaking killing it on the trout, man. I love those freaking lures.
I should get my boat back on the water soon. I'm gonna go pick up the motor on Friday. I don't know if I told you.
No,
Uh,
man.
yeah, I'm gonna go to Houston to pick up a motor on Friday, and I'm gonna take you to use the ballyhoo bite so I can change your mind on those mullets. You're gonna see how effective the ballyhoo is.
Okay. So,
AM limited batch 4.
hey, Hugo, where did you go with Captain Noel?
Who asked that question?
Marcos Garza.
Marcos Garza. Uh, I went with Captain Noe. He is a captain, so I don't know if I want to give his locations. But what I can tell you is we went north of Arroyo, near Peyton's Bay. If it was George that took me, I would have told you, brother. But because it was another captain, some of these captains don't like when you give out their location. So I want to respect that, and not give out his location. But I can tell you it was near Peyton's Bay. It wasn't Payne's Bay, but it was near it.
That's respectable, man. That's really respectable. But guys, the secret's already out. This guy just went to the old the old causeway, and he was just using fish bites, man. It's out.
Fish bite and shrimp.
It, bro. It gets the job done.
That's what got the job done that day. What I can't send pics of the black drum. I don't think you can send pictures here, brother. You can send them on Facebook though through Messenger. Follow Marcus on his YouTube channel at Kayaklosico and follow him on Facebook. And if you're following me already, send them to me, dog. I'll share them for you. Or if not, send them to Marcus and he'll share them for you. I'm always sharing pictures of other people's catches, especially when I get skunked. It's always good to see other people's fish.
Yeah, yeah, man. Especially what happened last weekend, bro. That was crazy, man. Guys, me and Seth, we went out fishing this past weekend.
No, we didn't.
Tried some lure.
I got skunked, man. Come on, you're gonna tell him that? Nah, go for it.
Guys, believe it or not, man, and no one believes me. If it weren't for GoPros, I don't think anybody would believe me. But I went ahead and I went just north of the causeway and anchored down with my power pole. And bro, I was able to get my limits in 25 minutes. Y'all see the video on Kayaklosico on Facebook, YouTube. I was using my brand new Seth stringer, which wow, that thing is sharp, bro. You were right about that.
Oh, I saw the way you string your fish, and
Yep.
when I saw it, it was giving me anxiety. So the
My
reason why that point is super sharp is because it's not supposed to go through the gill, the rope.
uh,
The fish on the side of their mouth, they have like an indentation. It goes through and through. And what that does is when you have them on a stringer, it allows them to still open their mouth so they
okay.
stay alive. When you put it through their gill, you're preventing them from being able to breathe, so they end up dying on the stringer.
Uh-huh.
So that's why it's so sharp, so you can puncture both sides of the mouth. Just so you know, um, I used to put it through the gill as well, like you did, but then I learned that that's not the proper way to do it. So, but that's why it's so sharp. Otherwise, if you were just gonna run it through the gill, it wouldn't be sharp. You know what I'm saying?
Explains why the fish were silver side, white side up, I guess.
Yeah. You prevent them from breathing, so it's side to side. That's what I learned. I learned it from another kayaker.
Man. So
But
my
yeah,
son go after Gar in that far left inlet at San Martin Lake. Once the weather gets back to normal, you know where that broken small dock is on the right side. Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day, right?
yeah, we were. There's definitely some gars in there and in the back lake. It just depends. What's up, Adrian? It just depends if you're looking for 3 foot gars or 5 foot gars. It'll depend on what you're looking for. I don't think that inlet holds huge gars like those 6 foot, 7 foot that you see out in freshwater, but you can definitely catch 3 footers, maybe 4 footers all day back there on some mudlet, cut bait. But you know, I've never really fished for gar specifically, but I have caught them back there accidentally when fishing for reds.
That's crazy, bro.
I caught one in a lure, and then the other one's on cut bait.
So what
And
is
that
that like? Is that like a? I bet that's not a 3 minute kind of situation. I bet that's a long haul, bro.
it was they weren't that strong, dude. I mean, they're 3 footers. They're not huge. I definitely expected it to run maybe like a big black drum, but for the most part, it's they have a lot of it's hard to explain. They have a lot of brute force. Like when
Okay.
you try grabbing them, those things you got to be careful, man, because they'll bite you. They'll hit you with their teeth. But once you put them in the net and you carry them with the net, you'll see how strong they are because they're freaking flipping, and you can feel that strength. But as far as running, I would say the fight is comparable to like a 27-inch redfish.
Oh, nice, bro. Okay.
Yeah, it's a decent fight. Not great, but it's a decent fight. Um, let's see what the guys got going on here. I didn't see some of these. What kind of motor did you get? I'm looking for a power my motor. So I ended up going with the 150 Yamaha. I was trying to get a Suzuki. Didn't really work out, so I ended up finding a Yamaha in Houston. So I'm gonna go pick it up on Friday. I heard it's a good engine. It's got low hours, and the mechanic says the engine's bulletproof. So we're gonna find out. Let's see. What's up, Brian? I'm here on live with Kayaklosico,
That's
another
right.
YouTuber.
Everyone's wondering what Seb's doing. No, he's not making a brand new sweater. This guy is working on his brand new set jig heads, bro. I thought this guy for some reason outsourced his jig heads. This guy's making right out of his freaking garage, man. It's pretty cool the whole setup he's going on. He's got a 3M respirator for lead control. Um, Bro, so how long have you been making your lures? Is this just like a year thing? Was this from the beginning? How long have you been doing this?
The lures, I want to say I've been doing them for about a couple of months, maybe like 6 or 7 months. Jig heads probably before the lure, so I think I've been doing the jig heads roughly around 10 months now. So if you saw I was shooting them, this is what it looks like. It's got all that excess lead where it comes through. So I gotta get each individual one, grab it with the pliers, and I have to literally kind of wiggle it a little bit, and then that'll remove that lead from there. And
God,
then I have to literally sand each one of these down just a little bit so I can paint them, and it looks a little bit smoother on top.
bad,
So
not man.
It's definitely a process. Captain George ran out. He was texting me today that he needs me to stop fooling around. Remember that video I sent you on the kayak?
Yep.
The reel that I put? He told me to stop fooling around and make them jig heads. But he's already out.
And Kayaklosico is a sick name. Saw the page, didn't hesitate to follow. Yeah, man, it's a pretty much a spin-off of the word Kayaklosico, but we're Kayaklosico. Got to keep it PG. Which kind of brings me to this stuff. Why Seth? You know, what does it stand for? What does it mean to you? And of course, if not your name, what would you have done instead? What was your backup plan?
So SEF means saltwater elite fishing. Some of the viewers know that, some of them don't. Some of them think my name is Seth, or it's short for Seferino. My name is not Seferino. My name is Ugo. Most people know that already. I'm glad it's not Seferino. No offense to any Seferinos out there. But when I started the channel, I looked around for catchy names, and I wanted something that was going to stand out, something that kind of made the channel seem a little bit more legit. So I threw in the word elite because I wanted, my goal was to be an elite fisherman one day. And I fish saltwater, so saltwater went with the name in the beginning. And that's it. So the channel was originally called Saltwater Elite Fishing, the entire name. But I had a lot of issues with people asking me for the YouTube channel, and I had to spell out the word saltwater elite fishing to a lot of people. And I got really annoyed of it, so I just abbreviated it to Seth Fishing, and that's how I got that. If I didn't name it Seth Fishing, I don't know what else I would have named it. You know, to be honest with you, I can't really think of another name. Um, I have an older brother of mine I can't wait to put him in the channel one day. Um, he's incarcerated. He'll probably be out in the next couple of years. But when he's out, that guy, man, my brother, you'll meet him one day. That guy is a clown. He makes everybody laugh. Super bubbly, personality. And if he was out during the time that I made my YouTube channel, I would have probably called it Martinez Bros Fishing or something like that. But yeah, but he's definitely going to be a big part of the channel when he gets out. And trust me, he's fun, bro. He's fun guy to be around.
Dude, water with that guy, man.
Yeah. He's been in there for a good minute. He should be out soon, hopefully.
Good, man. I hope everything goes well for him, man. So JP Fishing 2319 at Seth, were you able to release the new lures at RGV Baitmasters?
Which lures are you talking about? Because they are as RGV Baitmasters has already had the shrimp lures for a good minute now. I think he's got 4 colors. He's got the Cosmic, the purple one, the clear one with gold flake, and I can't remember which other one he's got. But he's had them for a good minute now. And always keep in mind, guys, if you want a specific custom color that I don't have out there, feel free to message me. If you message me on Facebook, if you want a specific color, I will make it for you. But I do have, I ask that you buy at least 4 packs because it is a custom color. I have to use quite a bit of plastisol, and plastisol is not cheap. So it needs to be able to benefit me and benefit you as well. And if you're gonna ask me to make you one color, one pack of lures, and it works really good for you, and you want more, you're gonna have to hit me up again. Then I got to redo it. I'd rather you hit me up once, get 4 packs, and if it works out, awesome. And if it works really, really well, I really want to know because I would probably add it to my lineup, and then you can buy it all the time.
So what is the lead time on those, man? Is it like a few weeks, a month? How long does it
For custom colors?
Yeah.
No, I get them done the same day. Yeah,
Man.
same day. As long as they message me and they let me know, hey, I want this color. If I have the colors and I have the glitter for it, I'll definitely get it done the same day. The lures usually take about 24 hours to cure, so they wouldn't get it home. They wouldn't get it shipped till probably 2 days after, though.
Okay.
Because the plastic has to cure. If it doesn't cure and they get it and they go fishing that same day, it's gonna be soft. So that's one thing to note.
That's cool. Be on the lookout The brand new KLS Ceph lures, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna order some copper ones, man.
I just ordered copper glitter an hour ago because of you.
Yeah, I'm definitely ordering like 5 packs, bro.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I get the. It usually takes about 3 to 4 days for me to get the glitter.
Awesome, brother.
I ordered some different glitters, some different colors about an hour ago. Um, Oliva said last rhyme. I don't know what he said. There around 3 a.m. 4. There was some big owls lining up both sides going to inlet. I counted about 7 or 8. Um, I'm not sure what inlet he's talking about. But RGB Bait Masters does definitely have the Cosmos Olivas, the paddle tails, and the shrimps. Marcus said am I don't know if he's talking to me. On the boat would go crazy with the drone and stuff, making your props, taking your props out. Yeah, that's exactly what I was telling Kayaklosico. I was telling him that the reason I got the boat was primarily for my dad, and believe it or not, people go to my dad's work every now and then, and they recognize him and they treat him like a celebrity, and he gets a kick out of it. They tell him, "Hey, you're that guy from Seth Fishing," and they recognize him. And my mom calls me all the time to tell me how my dad thought he was a rock star and all that stuff.
Bro, that guy, from what it seems like, he's a jetties king, bro. That guy can
Who's
slap down at the jetties, your dad.
Oh yeah, he's learning, but I mean, my dad's always been a fisherman, but before I got into fishing, we would always catch catfish and whiting, bro. That was it. And then once I started really really fishing and I took him on the boat, usually he's the first one that catches the limit of reds. Um, so definitely looking forward to that. I am excited about that. Marcus Garza, getting the boat back on the water and getting my dad back on the water for sure.
That's awesome, bro. And I gotta ask, bro. So we kayak. That's what we do. We live, breathe, eat. And I recommend it to everybody. So, what would you say to someone who doesn't have a kayak that wants to get on the water, but they just need that small leap of faith? They want to hear, you know what? Give me a few sentences of why I should even get a kayak compared to my wade fishing. What would you say to that?
Give them a reason on why they should get a kayak instead of wade fishing.
Yeah. So,
Are you saying?
all day long, why get a kayak?
So wade fishing can be good if you know certain areas. I'll tell you the pros and cons about wade fishing and not having a kayak. I guess the cons of not having a kayak. The pros about wade fishing is obviously it is free. Um, the only thing is you're limited to where you can go wade fish at, right? A lot of these waders that you see on Facebook posting all these fish and all that stuff, they're getting over there on a boat. It ain't like they're getting there from land. So that's the advantage they have over somebody who doesn't have access to a boat or a kayak. So that's a con that you don't have. You don't have accessibility to get into a lot of places other than the surf, maybe by the causeway, and certain other spots like the ship channel and things like that. But the reason I think people should get kayaks if they want to start fishing, really fishing for something juicy, um, start off with a small kayak, man. I mean, there's plenty of kayaks on Facebook you can find for $100, $200, things like that. And I mean, I know $100 or $200 might be still a lot for some people, but believe me, you're gonna spend more than that anyways if you're jetty fishing or if you're land-based fishing within the next month or two on bait, entry fees to the beach if you're going to the beach, lures, hooks, weights. You're gonna waste that anyways. So if you gotta sacrifice and not going fishing for a month just to get a kayak, get a kayak, dude. Um, One of the best places to start fishing with a small kayak, is the causeway where you were fishing at South Padre Island. It's accessible, not a lot of undercurrent, for any rookie to get out there without having to worry about wind, undercurrent. Having to really put a lot of work out into the kayaking, the kayak around. So, and then just so you can be able to get to some spots that you couldn't get by land. And then once you start hooking up to those reds, you'll see exactly why getting a kayak was a smart decision. And little by little, you work your way up into a more expensive kayak. When I met you, Losico Marcus, you had another kayak. You had a what was
Yeah,
that?
an Angler 100, bro. You're simple $299 kayak from Academy. And man, the very first day I bought that kayak, I did something that probably a lot of people shouldn't do if you're going all by hand. I actually went to Isla Blanca. I crossed the ship channel. I went all the way through the flats, found the lip of South Bay, went all the way to the back, and later that day made it all the way back. Caught some reds, but that's where Kayaklosico was born, bro. Was doing that long journey on that small little kayak crossing the ship channel. And what else can you say other than did you really do all that with an Angler 100? Yeah, bro. Kayak Kayaklosico. Hell yeah, I did, bro. And that's where the journey began, man. I saw guys like you killing it on these upgraded kayaks, and that's why I really went with the Hoodoo Impulse 120, bro. It's been a breeze ever since I got that thing, bro.
Yeah, I seen that kayak when he first got out there, and I was like, I don't think this guy's gonna go very far. But you were actually able to kayak pretty fast with that kayak, nonetheless. And again, that area it's not choppy, so guys can get out there just like you did, and definitely use a cheaper kayak out there. And it's not deep. You know, the water's probably like 2-3 feet deep
Yep.
in some areas. So definitely safe for a rookie to start. So I recommend everybody to get a kayak. If you do a lot of land based fishing and you don't catch a lot of fish, save your money. Go get a kayak.
Heck yeah, bro. And going down to Adrian Martinez, I got the same blue kayak, bro. I'm telling you, that thing cuts through water like butter and a knife, man. Um, JP Fishing 2319. Only concern is tipping over. I tell everybody that comes out with me, if you ever flip, which hopefully doesn't happen, but if you ever flip, just stand up. The deepest I ever go is 3 feet. So that's a cool thing about that spots I like to go to. Yeah, I know we kind of drifted the ship channel that one time, got a lot of trout. But I really love going to the flats, bro, if I can, hitting that high tide if I can, and just sticking to the edges, bro. I kill it. And you know me, I'm a mullet lover, bro. They're always there.
Yeah, JP. I think you asked the same question that the other guy had asked if I release a new lures to RGB Bait Masters. RGB Bait. Anytime you see any kind of lure out there, brother, RGB Bait Masters usually has it. He's usually the one that I stock up with the most colors that I have. So if you ever have any questions as far as lures, if nobody has them, RGB Bait Masters probably does. George, always big supporter of the channel. Obviously, he's one of the sponsors, so he's always stocked up on all my lures and jig heads. He's already sold out of jig heads, unfortunately. So he called me today that he needs new ones. So here I am making some new jig heads. I still gotta paint these. Once I paint these, then I gotta put the eyes on them. So it's a process. It's not easy. It takes me like freaking 3 days to get them done by myself. Um, if my girlfriend decides to help me, she usually puts the ice a lot faster than I do. So, but I'll see if she's willing to help me out later on. Um, Adrian says GPI to Martinez channel.
There you go.
Yeah, that would be that would have, or I would have called it like Martinez Bros, or I don't know what I would have called it.
Nah, cringing on Mario Bros, bro. Don't even start, man. Don't even go down.
But Olivas, yeah, he's got the shrimp Cosmo, brother. He's got those colors. The new Cosmos come out with a new pink tail. I do have the Cosmos with the pink tail. I only shot the ones that I did on the live. I didn't shoot any for sale. But I am Brian Huerta is. I'm gonna if I can meet him later on, I'm gonna give him the batch we made, which he calls the Fruity Pebbles. It's basically the Cosmo with a pink tail, yellow tail, green tail. And I'm gonna let him try it out. And if he sends me plenty of pictures with fish with the Cosmo with the pink tail, I'll definitely put it as a lineup, and I'll let you guys know when they're out.
Hey, bro, bringing it down to Louis 956. Can't wait to finally upgrade my kayak and have that pedal drive. Bro. So my buddy's on down at No Bad Days Kayak, NoBadDaysKayak.com. You could actually order your kayak, and the owner will bring it down from Austin to your front door, as he did for me. And you could either buy it up front or you could finance it through a firm with his company. So there's definitely different options depending on your needs, buying it all up front, or of course going through a firm, bro. So it's the affordable option for everybody. So I think that's what kind of helped me out in my journey as well, getting that Impulse 120.
Yeah. JP Fishing said is concerned. I don't know if you're reading way after me, but I'm trying to keep up with the comments. He said the only concern is tipping over like that guy. So let me give you some advice. Same thing I told Marcus the other day. If you get any kind of kayak, whether it's a sit inside, sit on top, Hobie out back, whatever kind of kayak it is, one of the things you never want to do, guys, is you never really want to anchor from the side of the kayak if you're in San Martin or anywhere where there's a lot of chop. If the water is really calm and flat, you'll be fine. But if there's any kind of swell in the water and you put that kayak anchor from the side, that's going to cause you to tip over. If a good wave comes and kind of moves you over, you're going to tip over. And that's what that gentleman had did that day. If you have any kind of kayak, you want to always anchor yourself from the bow of the kayak, which is the front, or the stern in the back. So that way you're streamlined with that current. And if the water hits you in the back, it's all good. If it hits you from the front, it's all good, as long as it doesn't hit you on the side. And so that's how you can flip on a kayak. It's not necessarily the kayak, it's the fisherman who doesn't know how to anchor himself or maneuver on a kayak. But you learn, bro. You learn. And that's why I recommend to go to South Padre Island first if you get a kayak, because the water is relatively calm there versus San Martin. Let's see. Brian said, "Is Arroyo City a good place to learn kayaking?" I would say yes and no. The reason I say that is because it's deep there. It's not shallow by any means. And depending on what time you go, depending on the winds, even though it's under sea level, it can get kind of hairy in there with the swells if they're coming from the east or the west. So definitely start in the Bayside in South Padre Island. That's what I think. That water is usually calm, especially in the mornings. And I mean, like I said, if you fall off, it's only like 2, 3 feet. You get right back up, nothing happens to you. And if you have trouble getting your kayak flipped around, you just walk it into the shore and flip it over there. That's the safest place. You know. What about you, Marcus? What made you start your YouTube channel? I know you said why you named it. What made you start the YouTube channel? Um, and what are your short-term goals with it?
Yeah, so I'm a huge fisherman. It all started off really wade fishing, bro. Wade fishing behind the O'Reillys in Port Isabel, which is a trout spot, which has a lot of shark too. Unfortunately, right? That's where I started, and of course, my dad has a boat. We're out there every single weekend, and um, boats are cool, bro, but they're very expensive too. In my case, I wanted to see how can I track down the reds without dropping that $100,000 boat. So really, it was kind of a leap of faith getting that kayak, and really what I did is I went to South Bay. I was familiar with all the places I've been to. I've kind of been there on a boat, and I figured, you know what, if we can get there by a boat, I know I can get there with a kayak. So let's make it work. The benefit of the kayak for me was getting to where the boat couldn't go. So we can't go to the back channel of South Bay every time I want to. I can't fish the flats effectively, and I can't get a lure just as close to those mangroves as I'd like. So man, I just decided to get that kayak, and of course, speaking with my father's been a huge inspiration. I'm sure you could say the same about your father, man. When
Yeah.
it comes to our fishing journeys here, and this all started with a kayak trailer. So my dad, he's been in the oil field / crane rigging business, and one day he comes home with a lot of aluminum that the site was going to throw away. They allowed him to bring up some aluminum, and he said, "You know what? Kayaking a lot. I'm going to build you a kayak trailer," and he did. It's a ultra lightweight kayak trailer that fits 4 kayaks on it. Got it registered to the state, and it all came down to the name. So we're just sitting at the ranch looking at that trailer, and I'm over here with, yeah, it's going to be the kayak stalker. It's going to be the this, the that. My dad just looks at me. He says, "Bro, Kayaklosico." I
Yeah.
looked at him and said, "Okay, this guy's onto something."
Let me
Um,
let me ask you another question for a friend. How do you get your beard so full?
Honestly, bro, don't tell anybody, but all you got to do is get that San Martin mud and just kind of put it in.
Oh no, 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 no. I'm not gonna. I mean, my friends are gonna try that.
So I took
Adrian,
it off and had to take it off.
That your beer is freaking full, dude. Did you answer Adrian's? He said, "What are your thoughts on a solo skiff? Have you been on a solo skiff before?"
Brother, I've never been on a solo skiff. I know there's a few companies, even in Corpus Christi, that have really, really nice solo skiffs. They're quite interesting, bro. I know you've got to register them, and you're in your own little boat. I think it's cool, but I'll be honest with everybody here on this live stream. I'm all about unity. I'm all about togetherness. If any of you have ever met me, I'm the same guy saying, "Hey, I've got 3 kayaks. You don't have one. I don't care. Let's go together." So solo skiffs are cool, but I want to keep up. I want to go with a lot of people. So if I get on a solo skiff, I'm just going to leave everybody in the dust. I don't want to do that. At least right now. Kind of like what you and I do, Seth. I learned a lot from you. We knowledge share. Now, of course, long-term goals, short-term goals. Yeah, I think that is pretty nice with some tournaments coming up. Hopefully, one day we have a CEF tournament. Man, imagine killing it in the water like that.
Yeah,
Um,
we need to do that soon. But what I was gonna say was solo skiff, like Marcus was saying, it's got a lot of advantages, a lot of pros about it. Definitely, probably it's a lot heavier because you got the engine on it. Um, I mean, I seen videos. It's not too bad, but if you're gonna fish on a solo skiff, the name itself says solo skiff, so you're gonna be out there solo. So depending on you, if you go out by yourself and you don't really care about taking anybody with you or fishing with anybody, I think it's a good investment. I actually thought about getting one myself. Um, I contemplated getting one after I fixed the boat, but then once I have the boat running, why would I need a solo skiff, right? Um, but if I had the money for a solo skiff and I didn't have a kayak, and that's what I wanted to start with, and I fish alone all the time, definitely get one. If you want to fish with other people, which you're going to end up doing, like a buddy of mine, another buddy of mine, when he goes fishing with me and he takes his solo skiff, I put my fins up and I let him drag me to where we got to go, and I just sit back and relax. That's what I do.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I have a couple of videos on it in Port Mansfield. So let's see. George is very respectful and down to earth guy. Yeah, George is a really nice guy. He's got a lot of drama in certain with certain people, but that guy's definitely a great guy. I know him personally. I've known George for quite a bit now. Before he became a well, I met him right before he became a sponsor, and I didn't ask him to be a sponsor. It just kind of happened naturally. He never asked. I didn't ask. It just happened. Um, when I first met George, Captain George, it was one of those things where he's real neutral. So I don't understand how there's dilemma with him and other people. But when you're in fishing, one thing I've learned in the fishing industry, guys, is that there's always going to be that guy that tries to talk about anybody. For example, if you're trying to do something to change the game, if you're trying to make some noise in the fishing industry, you will have haters. So remember that for those of you guys that are also YouTubing, like Louis 956, eventually you will get some haters. You might not even know these people, but it's gonna happen.
Kind of tag teaming off of Captain Georgie Rosa with Mr. Bally, who, when I was getting started with Kayaklosico, I was in Fresno's, and I spoke to Captain George, and his demeanor, his positive attitude, and of course his commentary was just more of a "How can I help you?" And that's one thing that freaked me out about Captain George, man. Captain Rosa, Mr. Bally, who he was just very helpful to me, gave me outstanding advice, and pretty soon here I'll have Daryl in his shop. Just a stand-up guy, man. He gave me a lot of good, kind of the same advice he gave you. At the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of things coming your way. You're going to get a lot of positive energy. You're going to get a lot of energy. It's all about how you're going to take both and keep on moving forward with your business. And dude, I was in there for about an hour and a half. I was expecting a 10-minute conversation, um, and then we ended up walking the whole place. And he gave me, a lot of sound advice, and it was kind of refreshing to talk to someone that, though may have gone through a few things in his past, turned that around and kind of kept on moving forward with his business. Man, that's what Kayaklosico for me is also all about, man.
Tell
Good
me,
vibes and tight lines.
tell me how you guys ended up going from the store to going to look at my boat. That's what I want. That's what I want to know.
And I actually wanted to put a few holes in it, bro. Honestly,
That's messed up, bro.
as I was talking to Captain Irosa about my apparel, who I am, what I'm trying to do. We did a whole tour, and of course, we're going through, what he's done and how he expanded from one area and going all the way to what he has now. He took me to the back of his store and just showed me the expansion, and I'm shocked. And I see a boat there, and it looks pretty familiar. I felt like I've seen it a time or two, and I see the motor, and then I station with you just a week beforehand, and I'm just looking at that, and of course now I'm talking about, man, I had a great opportunity. I was fishing with Seth Fishing. This is with Hugo of Seth, and this is what I learned. And he goes, "Oh, Hugo, yeah, yeah. Well, let's go to the back of the store." And he takes me to the back, and I'm just eyeing the boat. And he goes, "Yeah, that's Hugo's boat."
So,
So
dude,
yeah, I kind of trespassed on your boat a little bit, bro. I love it.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, the that engine was shot. It was just interesting. What's
Yeah,
up, Nate Rodriguez? He says, "Saludos from Los Fresnos." Fish on from the 956. The flats next to the convention center. It's great. We were out there this Saturday. I think it was. It wasn't so great to us. I'll be honest with you. But Marcus did find the fish, the reds over there at. Dude, my dog just farted. Freaking loud.
giving you
Freaking.
those cosmos.
She's a big Great Dane. But Marcus found them over there by the causeway, right as soon as you hit South Padre Island, guys, on the left hand side. If you guys go there with a kayak or even wade fishing, you'll find a lot of reds there when the tide is up.
Yep.
Um, Louis 956 says can't shoot fishing with you all. Damn, signing off early and hit the gym. I'm gonna be going to the gym in the next couple of hours too, man. But yeah, man, whenever you want to go fishing, Louis, let us know, man. I go every Saturday. If Marcus goes on Saturday, I'll probably go with him. And if you want to tag along, bro, you're more than welcome to tag along, or anybody that's got a kayak for that matter. Just bring your big boy panties in case we gotta really travel some distance.
That's right, guys. And for any of you that don't have a kayak, maybe you're trying to get into it, just let me know. I've got an extra kayak, I've got extra gear. I'd be more than happy to just lend it to y'all, guys.
That would be dope too, man. Introduce them into the game. So they understand the reason why they should get a kayak and then they get hooked. Isaac Martinez says he went to Port Mansfield Pier, didn't catch anything yesterday, but was a nice day. It
Yeah,
was take me, Seth, fishing, Seth. Again, Isaac, if you want to go fishing, Marcus just extended his help with a kayak. If you want to go kayaking, um, I don't know where we're gonna fish the next time. Definitely, you can. If we go to the island or anywhere, if you're new to kayaking, we'll keep an eye on you just to make sure you're good. You don't flip over. Um, we'll teach you the do's and don'ts on a kayak, and we'll do our best to put you on some fish, dude. Even if I don't catch any fish, if you catch some fish for me, that's a win.
heck
So,
yeah.
well, if you want, message me on Facebook, and we'll do our best, man, and we'll get you out there. Brian Huerta is asking how much will you charge for your kayak?
You talking about the Pelican 100?
Yeah, which kayak are you talking about, Brian? And Adrian, you're going to San Martin tomorrow morning, bro? You crazy, dog.
I like the energy. I like the Adrian. Hold on, time out. Let's go to Brian. I'm gonna have to come back to Adrian though, because that's the kind of energy I'm looking for there, man. Brian, if you're looking for the Pelican 100 kayak, it's not for sale, but I'll make you a deal. If you ever come fishing with me and Hugo, and if you tag up on a keeper size red, I'll give it to you for free just for supporting you, bro.
Damn. You hear that,
Challenge.
Brian? That is crazy, dude. Now you don't got an excuse, dog.
Yeah. So Brian, what fishing and outdoors? Come fishing with us. Tag up on a keeper size redfish. You get my Pelican 100 kayak. Absolutely free. No dollars. $0, man. Just coming out with us, supporting us, having a good time.
Follow Kayaklosico Brian on Facebook and message him so we can figure it out. And you can come with us, and we'll see if we can get you on a redfish so you can keep that kayak. Um, and if you do tag on a redfish, you already know I'm gonna hook you up with some lures with the Cosmo, but I'll get you some other lures as well. I'll get you like a little fun pack of different variety of colors so you can check them out and try them out on the kayak. Um, we're probably gonna go. I haven't checked the weather. Let me check the weather real quick. This Saturday, are you going to be fishing, Marcus, if the weather permits?
If weather permit, man, I would love to. I think we're gonna definitely have to put in some work here, getting a few things done. So this Saturday might not. Sunday, all day long, twice on Sunday. I'll be more than happy to go out on Sunday, but this Saturday is gonna be a little tight for me.
Let me check Sunday's weather real quick here.
While you do that, Adrian Martinez, San Martin Lake tomorrow. Nambe Vata Frio. I'm joking, guys. My kayak. Hey, man, Adrian pulled a Kayaklosico on me. Hey, bro, the reason why I'm asking Adrian is I'm actually off tomorrow. If you would have went to San Martin, bro, I would have fought that cold with you. Steph knows I like to fight that cold with swimming trunks, bro. I'm not afraid, bro.
No, no, it's not. It's not gonna be safe tomorrow. That's why it's gonna be windy, bro. Hey,
Sorry, bro.
look, a cat.
Man, what are we?
Freaking hate cats. So check this out. From Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, bro. Shitty conditions, dog. The winds are gonna be Sunday's the only day that the winds might they're gonna calm down. They're gonna be like, and this is calm, 18 and 19 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of windy. Throughout the week though, it's gonna be in the 20s, 25, 23, 21. Um,
Yeah.
so definitely not gonna be the
No.
smartest idea to be on a kayak. It is gonna the winds will die down every night though. So they're gonna be like around 7 miles per hour, 2, 3, and every morning they're gonna go right back up around 1 p.m. So if we do any kind of fishing, it'll have to be at night during the week. Sunday looks like it's gonna be raining. Uh, Let me check the percentage of that real quick. So it looks like definitely we're gonna have to, if we do fish, it's gonna have to be on during the week in the evening. I mean, we might need to do some arroyo fishing on those lights that I was telling you about.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be the only thing I can find. Every evening, the winds die down real bad, 3, 4 miles an hour, and then it goes right back up in the afternoon the next day. Um, Sunday, well, actually, Sunday doesn't look. I mean, it's gonna be windy though.
Yeah.
If we take somebody on that kayak you got, and they gotta be hand paddling, they're not gonna have fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, bro.
So it would have to be a. If you want to do one night fishing video, we can definitely go. What's today? Monday.
Yeah.
It's either gonna have to be shit. Tuesday or Wednesday. That's it, and maybe Friday if you have time and the other and Brian has time because on Thursday night I'm driving to Houston
Oh
to
man,
pick up
right.
that motor.
Motor.
Yeah, I got to go pick up that motor.
Yeah, bro. Let's get together on that. For night fishing at the Arroyo, bro. I'm 100% down. Like to get on some trout, bro. You know how it is. I like to throw that trout on the sartén. A little bit of chupacabra rum on it, dude. That's,
Mm. Yeah, we can definitely put them on. Well, we got to see how the trouts are going to be after the freeze, bro.
that's true, man.
There's going to be a lot of dead fish out there.
Yeah.
So that's gonna suck. So I don't know. I'm gonna feel guilty keeping trout, to be honest with you, if I fish for trout after the freeze. But I don't mind catch and release.
Yeah, that's probably a better option for us too, man.
Yeah, because I know that I don't know how what's gonna happen with the trout. Every year they die. This cold front that's coming in is gonna be cold, but it's not the coldest. We have another one coming in that's gonna be even colder.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think we have another 2, 3 weeks before that one comes in. That's the one that's gonna be here for like a couple of days versus this one. This one's coming in for like a day or two, and then the other one's gonna be here for like a week or two, something like that. That's usually the one that puts outages and all that crap.
God,
Um, so yeah, so this is nothing right now. The other one that's coming is the worst one. So we'll see what happens. So
gosh,
we'll have to get back to you, Brian, on that. If you want, like I said, message Marcus on his page at Kayaklosico. Give him your number, and we'll be in touch with you whenever we're gonna go out there. Because we want to make sure it's safe for you too, bro. Especially if you're new to a kayak. What did Nate say? Any tips?
Kayaklosico on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Let's get together, bro. I'll send you some photos. Like I said, the deal's a deal. And this is proof. So if you catch a keeper size redfish, that Pelican 100 is yours. I hope you love it because, man, I got a lot of footage on that thing.
What did Nate ask a question? Any tips on someone who's like to get into bait making to start a brand and make it a full-time business? So that's a tricky one because I don't want to give you false advice or misinformation. I make lures myself, but my intention in making the lures is not necessarily to make a lot of money from it and ever making it into a full-time business myself. So I think for a question like that, you'd probably have to ask somebody who's actually doing it already. But I can tell you what it takes to start. And when you start any lure brand, you want to also have some kind of exposure after you make them, because you want bait shops to also want to carry them versus you having to go to them and say, "Hey, look, I have these lures," whatever the case is. So, what I can say as far as tips into starting your own lure is try to do some research on Google, find a mold you like. There's plenty of pages with molds that you can find. Whether it's inexpensive ones or expensive ones, and watch videos on YouTube on how to heat up the plastisol, how hot it should be, because I know how to make it, but it's hard to just tell you right here this quick. You need to watch videos on it, and they show you the temperature of the plastisol, what it needs to be at, how to shoot it, how to prevent air bubbles. And as far as what it takes to do it, it's not much, brother. You can probably start making lures with as little as $150. They sell the 1 gallon plastisol for like $35 online, which is enough to give you probably about a good 30-40 packs of lures. And you can buy molds online on eBay, Google, anywhere. And if you want to just practice, buy a very inexpensive mold for like $40 or $50, whatever. And once you kind of get the rhythm of it and you want to shoot more, then you go and look for a mold with more cavities. The more cavities the mold has, the more expensive it's going to be. They range anywhere from like $100 all the way to like $500 per mold. But you definitely don't want to invest too much money into molds until you learn how to use it. So there's a company called Print Allure. They sell small molds with like 4 cavities or 2 cavities, and they're very inexpensive. Start with a mold like that, and once you get serious about it, you can get with somebody who designs lures and design your own brand lure, or you can order an existing mold that somebody sells that you just want to sell, and you can do that also. Keep in mind that a lot of the lure molds that are out there, whether it's down south, AM lures, my lures, Texas made lures, a lot of these lures are using molds that already existed before. They didn't come up with it. They
Is
just bought
that
it. They bought it from a dealer or whoever makes them, and then they just named them whatever they named them. Like my lures, my small lures, the original name for them is called a classic swim. But so I got him and then I named them Ceph lures, because they're open modes, which means that anybody can buy them. Unless you have somebody design them customly, then you can have a really nice custom lure that you paid probably $1,500 to design. But then, just like everything, somebody will get your lure, replicate it, and sell your mold, that same exact mold, for another $300. So there's no such thing as having one lure for yourself and that's it. Somebody out there is going to replicate it. So
wow?
don't be afraid to buy an existing lure and sell it. You know, Obviously you want to look around. You don't want to order the same mold that somebody else has locally because that's going to be weird.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's not that expensive, man. Don't overthink it. If you want to do it and you're serious, do it. If you like it, if you enjoy making lures, fish with them, and you catch fish with them, and you're onto something, go for it. That's what I say. Oh, what's the best dock to dock off from Arroyo? there's only one dock that I dock off from, and that's the Del Rey ramp. I don't dock off from any other dock. Um, I've seen guys launch from the park way out there on the north side, but I don't know how far that park is from the lights that I fish. And the Del Rey ramp is open 24 hours, so that's why I like it. The park I think closes like around 9 p.m. I think. So if you like fishing at night like I do, you can't go to the park.
Real quick, Google, I got a quick text here from El Dorado Ranch Beefmasters. That's Arturo Garcia. Happy birthday, Saturday. That's also my father, man. Happy birthday, Dad, Saturday. Can't wait to celebrate with you on Saturday, man. Brian, can you give me a tour of the kayak? Yeah, like I said, brother, send me that message on Facebook, Kayaklosico, or kayaklosico.com. I'll be more than happy to send you some photos, bro. Let you know how we're going to help you out on that kayaking trip we're going to go on. One red, keeper size, it's yours, bro. If not, I'm going to that bad boy. And I don't want to load 2 kayaks, bro, so you're helping me.
No shit, right?
Yeah.
Hey, but you better catch a red, Brian. If not,
That's it, bro.
you're gonna load both kayaks back up. Let's see. Tour the park. Yeah, the park is definitely far. If you're on a boat, the park is probably better because you want to head out the mouth a lot faster. But if you're on a kayak, I mean, I don't know. I've never really, I can't think of a time that I've ever launched a kayak from the park, to be honest with you.
Okay.
A lot of the fish are more south of that park anyways, in those inlets. Kayaklosico, do you have a TikTok? He doesn't have a TikTok. We were just talking about that a little bit ago.
Hugo's getting mad at me. He kind of chewed me out earlier for not having one. So after today, or actually in the next few minutes, I will have one. I'll be dropping content there as well.
Yeah, we'll get him to 1,000 subs, Brian, so we can go live on TikTok. Let's see, Marcus. Yeah, you'll see us out there if you're on a kayak eventually. If not, um, I don't know if my kayak is easy to spot. It might be because it's got that Ceph on the side, which I'm going to remove sometime soon. I'm kind of debating whether I should paint my kayak or raffle.
Hi, brother. If you can hear me. Oh, there goes Seth. Well, guys, I think Seth is sponsored by T-Mobile or Spectrum or some other type of subgrade internet, man. His internet's dropping on him.
Everything good?
Yeah, bro. We're telling your subscribers that you need to stop dealing with that Alamo, Texas Spectrum Wi-Fi that you've got, bro. You need to start upgrading.
Man, what's wrong with my Wi-Fi?
Horrible, bro. I was seeing all black.
Oh, because I was on the phone.
That's probably why.
Yeah, I took a phone call.
Think you might raffle your kayak?
I was thinking about raffling it so I can buy another one, but I don't know yet because I know raffles are really hard to fill up, and you know if I did raffle my kayak, it won't be cheap either because I want to raffle it with all the accessories. It's like the way it is. I have I think I have roughly around probably like $1,500 in accessories. You don't see it, but all of my stuff, as you saw, it's all like RAM bars. They're not cheap. They're not like fucking Amazon mounts or anything like that.
Yeah.
I have updated the rails in the back of my Hobie Outback. They're usually strings, but I upgraded them to the H rails, so those were like another $100+ um, there's a couple of accessories on it. It's got an upgraded rudder, obviously, as well from I forgot the brand. Boondocks, I think, makes it. It's aluminum. It's not plastic, and so I have a couple of accessories on it that you don't really see just at a glance, but they're there. So if I did raffle it, I'd probably raffle it somewhere at around $4,500 total. It'll probably be something like $50 a number, but it's gonna take a long time to fill up. So I don't know whether to do it or not. But I'm definitely contemplated doing it already. But if I do it, then I won't paint it.
I mean, you've got all the bells and whistles on there, bro. It's freaking.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if I should do it or not. Because if I did, all I'm gonna do is grab that money and go buy another Hobie Outback, anyways.
Yeah.
But the Hobie Outbacks right now they're $3,700, so definitely not cheap. They went up in price, and so if I sell mine for 4,500 or raffle it, I need to buy a new one, and then I have to completely dress that one up. That's gonna cost me another $1,500 on top of that. So that's the reason why I would raffle it so much, because it's got all the stuff on it. Everything you need on it, it's there. You know, the power pole or that anchor pole.
Yep.
That's like $115 pole. It's not the cheap ones from anywhere else. It's the expensive one. It's by power pole. So everything's expensive on that kayak. I didn't skimp out with it.
Yeah.
Um,
You got the Yak Attack box. You've got the power pole. You got bungees. You're freaking. You're on. That's the Rolls Royce of the water right now, bro. Is your freaking kayak.
yeah, that black box I think was like $180 or something like that. So I mean, the stuff on it's definitely not cheap. So anybody that knows about accessories and stuff will appreciate it. Let's see here. Putting reflective lettering on my kayak. You're gonna look like a cop out there, dude.
I like it. I like it.
So I can keep track of my son out there. That's fun.
Somebody to keep track of them. That's pretty good, man. Always safety's always number one, man. If you can keep your eye on your son while you're drifting away and you don't see that glimmer anymore, you know something's up. That's pretty smart, Olivas. I like that.
I don't know if he goes on the water though. I think his son goes on the water. I don't think he goes on the water. I'm not sure if I'm not mistaken. But if you want to keep track of your son, put a freaking an Apple AirTag on his kayak.
Smart, smart, man. Well, guys, I mean, how do y'all think? I know where this guy fishes. I just put my Apple tag on his kayak, and I'm just watching him on my phone, bro. That's how I know all the spots, bro.
That's
You
how
can't
I find captain spots. I put a AirTag on their boats without them knowing. You know. Oh, you both kayak. There you go. My bad. I wasn't
smart.
sure. That's how rumors start. Somebody talking shit like me without knowing the facts. What kind of kayak do you guys have, Olivas? You and your son. What's your biggest redfish? Oh, let's see. Let's see. And what other questions you guys have so far? This is good. I haven't answered this many questions in a good minute. Hopefully the mold didn't melt on top of the lead pot. Nah, it's good. It should be fine. It's gonna be really hot though. Um, I've had my son kayaking since he was 4 years old. Come on, bro. You capping. Was he pedaling at 4 years old or was he on your kayak at 4 years old?
No, even better. I think maybe he kind of tied up the kayak and he was drifting along. We'll see.
I know there's another gentleman, I forget his name, but he usually kayaks with his son and on sitting on the back of him or in front of him on a Hobie Outback. So that's
That's
cool. 35-inch redfish is his biggest red.
nice.
If you caught that one on a kayak, that must have been a nice fight on the kayak. Predator with a Minn Kota. How is that Minn Kota? I've been thinking about getting a motor for my kayak. Um, I'm all over the place with the kayak. I want to raffle it. I want to upgrade it. I want to paint it. I'm real undecisive with it. It's a good kayak. That's the reason why I'm undecisive with it. I can get a new one, but again, I have to start from scratch again, and that's always it's fun, but it's expensive. You know.
Wow. 35-inch redfish caught in the back of San Martin. That's Oliva's PMP, man. I hope you were anchored down, bro. If not, I know that thing took you probably a few hundred yards, man.
Yeah, I never want to be anchored down when I'm fighting a big fish that way, bro. I want to go for a sleigh ride all the time. Especially if there's structure, bro. You don't want that fish to get too far away from you. Because sometimes in San Martin in the back lake there's branches in the water. Tires even. There's tires back there.
Really?
Yeah, you never seen them?
No, I haven't seen the tires yet, thankfully.
Yeah, there's some tires you got to be careful because if on high tide you can't see them, but your drive will hit them hard, and those tires have a bunch of barnacles on them. They'll scratch the crap out of that kayak. I've hit them before, and they'll stop you on your tracks. So you got to be careful. You always got to look down. It's in the far back lake where it's real skinny. You can see the shadow. 5 minutes, way back.
Oh my god, man! I bet that was fun.
Yeah, those 5 minutes probably felt like 20 minutes. That's always fun, man, catching them. I usually anchor down, but when it starts peeling dragon, I know it's a big fish, I try to unanchor myself. Always. Yeah. I learned that last time. I don't know what it was. There's a video where I caught something big. I don't know if it was a big bull red or a big snook. Whatever it was, dude, it ran freaking harder than I've ever had anything run back there. And eventually it cut me off.
Wow.
And I mean, if you watch that video, that drag was screaming, bro. Wow. Chased that red for 2 days. My wife. Red or two. I don't know. He chased the red for 2 days. My wife. That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a typo. I chased red.
Probably not that. But in the meantime, let's see here. Ex-wife now was going nuts because I would go to San Martin on the daily.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay.
Well, I hope you didn't hit her with the old Kayaklosico line, bro. That's a black eye. You don't want to mess with that, bro.
That's exactly what he did. He said Kayaklosico and threw her shit out the door and continued fishing. That's what he did.
So, guys, Oliva's caught a 35-inch redfish. Who else has caught a pretty big reds lately? Trout. What are y'all's records right now?
Who's got the biggest trout too? Trouts are fun. I was going nuts that we're going somewhere didn't do. I know that feeling, Olivas, because I went to the pier one time with my girl, and I had I can't remember what kind of reel I had. Oh, I had a spin fisher, a 6500 spin fisher, which I still have, and I chunked out some big bait at the fishing pier over there in Pirates Landing, and I was fishing for shark, but I ended up not catching any shark. I caught stingray, probably about a 5-foot wide stingray, and I went one day. That drag started running, bro, faster than I've ever seen in my life, and then the line just popped. God. So then I got 2 bites like that same night, and just like you, after that I didn't catch anything. So I went back the next day again. It took me 3 days in a row to catch that, bring in that stingray. The second day I went, same shit, bro. I threw the rod out, waited, got those big hits, line popped again. So on the third day in the early morning, I went to Bass Pro, and I told the guy, hey, I need a reel for this. It's a big fish. I think it's a shark, whatever. And that's when I got the 6500 Penn Slammer, which is like the Ferrari of the reels of Penn. Well, now you have the Authority, which is more expensive. But anyways, I put 65-pound braid on it. I looked up videos on how to tie a shark knot to ensure that the line didn't pop anymore. And I had the video on my channel, and that day I think I showed it to you, Marcus, too. Oh no, I didn't show it to you. I showed you some other one, I think. I don't know. But I was able to bring in the stingray. It was about 150 pounds, 5 foot wide. There's no way I was gonna bring them up. You can see it on the video. The line just popped when we were trying to net them. But I had that same thing. I had that 3-day fishing event where I was just looking for that one fish, and I ended up bringing them in.
That was a tractor, bro. That's freaking huge.
The what?
That was a tractor tire. That thing was huge, bro.
Yeah, that was huge, man. You got to see the video. I mean, that thing, it's crazy.
JP Fishing 2319, 24-inch trout in the Arroyo Park Pier, man. That's awesome, bro.
Arroyo Park Pier. Man, I've never seen a trout in that pier bigger than like 19 inches. So that's a good fish to catch right there. What do you say? My son caught 25-inch red on the first F lure. I bought him pics on TikTok. That's badass, dude.
Nah.
I've had a couple of guys message me on their catches with the lures, man. A lot of you guys have caught fish bigger than I have. With my own lures. I had a guy land. I think he said it was a 41-inch redfish in Port Mansfield on the Cosmo paddle tail lure. That's the I've never caught a redfish that big on bait, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I think mine was on 38 inches. That's my biggest one, and that's it. So that was crazy. Definitely intense. Um, Sorry for 24-inch trout. Oh, 25-inch trout. That's good. And
Carlos, my son caught a 28 trout, Port Mansfield, waiting with a top water and reel 500, man.
500.
Dude, Carlos is in the house, man.
He probably had like freaking 10-pound braid on that thing too, man. So
Gee.
that had to be a decent fight on a 500. Carlos Cano, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Carlos, but Carlos' son, Marcus, also has a YouTube channel.
Is
Uh,
that right?
it's
Okay.
called GPI La Pesca, I think. I think it's called, or GPI. Correct me if I'm wrong, Carlos. Um, I don't think I've met them in person yet, but I have seen their content. Um, Usually they go to the jetties, and it's his son, him, and the wife, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Definitely, I watch I ran into their video one time when I think his son was fishing for some kind of what was it, oysters or some no, it wasn't oysters. What are they, clams or some shit? I don't know what it was. He was
Okay.
fishing for something like that, and he was showing how to clean them and all that stuff. Um,
Nice.
that was the first video I seen from him, and I thought it was really interesting. I never seen anybody do that in the valley. So that was cool. But that's how I ran into their channel, and the guy's got potential too, man. He just has to kind of get out there and do his thing.
That's
Uh,
cool. Give me a name again. What was the name of that page?
oh, there he is, right there. GPI a la pesca.
A la Pesca. I like it, man. GP a la Pesca's in the house, man. In the chat.
Yeah, they're always they're always yelling GPI a la pesca in their videos.
Love it.
Very very um high energy people, and that's always good. You know, they're the ones that keep the party alive.
There you
So,
go.
oh, speaking of which, Carlos, I think didn't I just see your son catch what was it, a tarpon at the jetties recently? I thought I saw him catch a small tarpon on the jetties earlier. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and I seen him walking along the rock with it. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it was. And I was gonna comment on him on Facebook. I think it was on Facebook, but I didn't want to comment anything. But make sure when he does catch a tarpon, it's got to be released back really quick, dog, because those fish they don't do very well when you keep them out like a redfish. And if a game warden sees you with that tarpon, brother, he's gonna let you have it. If you're walking along the jetties like that, you got to catch and release really fast. You can't keep those fish. I don't know what. Maybe he was gonna get a picture with it. I didn't see, but I seen him walking with it on the jetty, and I'm like, man, there better not be a game warden there, because those fish you got to catch and release really quickly. But that is badass. So I haven't caught a tarpon. I saw he caught a tarpon, so that was pretty badass. What did he catch it with? That's what I want to know. Did he catch it with live bait? Did he catch it with a lure? That's what I want to know. Moving forward, Luis. Hey, thanks, Olivas. Appreciate you, man. Uh, we're definitely gonna work on trying to improve the channel a little bit better as well, and incorporating other YouTubers like Marcus and maybe some other ones in the future. What kind of lure did he use? Was he using a heart? What is it called? An X wrap. I hooked onto a tarpon the other day on an X wrap. It was like a color green color, and but it I had the drag too tight. It came off.
I appreciate that, Oliva. As Marcus will look you up. Hopefully, we can all hit the salt someday together, man. That's what it's all about, bro. Kind of togetherness, unity, and of course, if y'all don't have a kayak, more than happy to lend one out. until somebody catches their keeper size red. So until then, man, if y'all don't have a kayak, I'm all about it. And if y'all notice on my channel and on my Facebook, guys, I'm letting you know exactly where I'm going, what I'm using, the time I'm out there. Not really withholding any spots, guys. So I hope just as all the success that's coming my way, I hope that y'all start sharing that too and invite it with others. At the end of the day, we're all fishing the same waters. We're all meeting the same people, man. It's all about getting out there and enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, I used to go to San Martin and I always hide the location in the beginning, but then I realized that everybody knew where I was at. So it wasn't really much of a secret spot. And then eventually everybody started going back there. And San Martin's a great area to fish because a lot of times you can catch anything out there: redfish, black drum, trout, everything's out there. But um, I noticed that more and more people have been going to the back lake, which is good. But the reason why I stopped going there is as much as because the oyster beds. There's so much oyster beds, man. And when the tide is low in the back lake, I beat up my kayak before. This kayak that I have here, the drive that I have, I broke the original drive there in San Martin because it was high tide and I was on top of an oyster bed. I didn't even realize it. And I was fishing. When I was casting my lure, I kind of drifted on top of it. And then as soon as I just put my leg forward, it was right on top of that oyster and it just spun the drive, the sprocket
Oh,
inside. I just broke it, bro. The fin was just all dangling. So I got it warranted and so it's replaced now. But it's definitely a fun place, but it can be challenging on a pedal drive if it's low tide back there. But it's definitely a good area. It's just a lot of people do go there now. So
yeah,
sometimes I kind of want to venture somewhere else, try something new, challenge myself. Like that day at South Padre Island, dude, that we didn't catch anything that morning.
yeah, that was nuts, bro.
I've never had that happen. Usually I'll catch something, whether it's a trout, ladyfish, a redfish. That day, nothing, bro. We couldn't even catch bait fish, dog.
Bro, and we went out there, man. We definitely went out there.
Yeah, it was crazy. Let's see. Oh, Marcus has some shirts. Let me show you his shirt. Well, I don't think he has shirts to sell, but he's got
Yeah,
some
I've
shirts.
got
Hold
the
on.
shirt ready to sell, man. As Hugo gets his, I do have some Kayaklosico shirts. There's two different kinds, guys. It's gonna have one with a redfish in the back, if not a paddle, and this is Kayaklosico. So they're gonna be these pearl whites, man. I love these pearl white shirts. I got some blue ones coming in as well. Definitely appreciate y'all support. If anything, quick like, but look at this bad boy coming in, bro.
This is a Marcus shirt they gave me. I don't know if I'm gonna wear it, Marcus, because it is a medium. Um, maybe if you get me a small, I'll probably give this one
Yeah,
to one of the guys. It's too big for me. Um, I like to wear my shirts fitted, as you can tell.
yeah, bro.
So I don't want to wear a loose shirt because then if I look nasty in it, I have this thing where if I don't look good, I don't feel comfortable. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, but we can probably give it to one of the viewers later. Um, so this is Kayak Losico in the back, and then it says "Shut up and fish." I don't know how it looks over there on your side,
looks good,
and
man.
then it's got the Kayak Losico here on the front. And I do have some of my shirts that for the first order. In case anybody wanted to order some, you can always hit me up. I know Marcus, you ordered two shirts.
That's right.
Um, and the guy has yet to ship them to me, so I got to get talk with him later. But let me show you the shirts real quick.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, joining the chat, STX, Kayaking Boys, what's up, Seth, and Kayaklosico. Kayaking Boys, y'all don't know it, but I think Hugo and I saw y'all on the water a few days ago. We were passing each other, actually. I think it was y'all. I think y'all would have been at SPI. So I think Seth and I passed the STX Kayaking Boys. I saw what y'all posted the other day, and I think Hugo and I kind of passed y'all. It could have been you, let me know, but I think y'all were at SPI by the convention center. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Was it the guys that were fishing that caught the fish or whatever there?
I think so. I think that was them.
If I'm not mistaken, those guys. I don't know the name of their kayaking group, but I know they were using JRG lures from what I saw on Facebook. Is that the same group?
It could have been. Hey guys, were y'all using those lures?
Or I don't know if it was them or not.
I know
But we
for
could,
you are correct. So yeah, so it was them at the convention center.
Yeah, we saw you guys fishing out there, bro. We were out there. It was two of us. Um, and look, see, my son wants a medium Kayaklosico shirt. There you go. And
Awesome.
this one's a hoodie one. This is a large shirt, so it's huge. But it says set fishing on the front, set fishing on the sleeve, and then it's a hoodie. So let me flip the hoodie around, and then it's got the snook right there eating the Ceph shrimp with and it says Ceph lures on it. So this is a shirt that I have. These are pre-orders only, guys. So you have to hit me up on Messenger and pay for these in advance. Um, I order from a guy that requires a minimum. So right now I have two shirts which are Marcus in waiting, and then I need to get more orders in so I can place the order for the guy. If not, I'll probably just end up having to pay him regular price, which is not a big deal either. Uh, oh, he says he wasn't using those lures, but
I saw this kayaking boys. Yeah, I think they got up on some drum or something like that. Olivas, your son wants a medium Kayaklosico shirt. I'll get you set up, guys. All of my shirts are free delivery in the Rio Grande Valley. As long as you're in the 956, I will deliver it to you for supporting my business. So I appreciate y'all, guys.
you're gonna drive to their house and deliver it.
Right, bro. That's the Kayaklosico guarantee.
That's crazy, man. I did that the first time I sold shirts. I regretted it, to be honest with you. Yeah, and I apologize for saying this, guys, but shit, man, I had to drive from here all the way to Benitas in one day, like to different places, Mercedes, Alamo, Mission, all the way up. I was like a freaking USPS guy delivering shirts everywhere. So it was not fun for me, man. But if Marcus is willing to drive it out to you, that's awesome. He'll
That's right.
learn. He'll learn. Using those lures. What were you using, kayaking boys? And where do you guys usually kayak? We're trying to do here. I'm not sure when, but I want to do like a free kayak tournament one day soon. Um, probably in the island or anywhere where it's safe for everybody, and probably put up a canopy, put some pollo or whatever, and do a cookout for you guys. And it'll be a free fishing tournament, but it'll have cash prizes. And I want to do that soon, but I want to get more and more kayakers involved. Maybe do kayaking and land-based fishing from the bay. We'll figure it out, and I have to figure out the how to figure out the categories. And I already talked to some of the sponsors already. They're down uh, to give away some free stuff as well. I just got to figure out when to do it when the weather clears up. So if you guys are down, message me on Facebook if you'd be interested in going, or let me know here so I know. I want to kind of get a ballpark of how many kayakers will actually show up. I don't because again, I'm gonna put a lot of my time into it, money into it. Marcos will probably be there,
Yep.
and if we're having to fire up the barbecue pit and all that good stuff, I want at least about 20 kayakers or more to show up, so it's kind of worth it for everybody.
We
And
have give or take, just under 20 guys looking right now, guys. So if you'd be interested in joining this tournament, I'm interested to see. Drop a thumbs up, man. Let me see how many guys would be interested right here.
yeah, more and more people are gonna see this live because it goes on my YouTube page and it stays there. So if they see it after the live video, comment on here, and I'll still see the comment. I'm not sure how this works, if you're going to see it too or not, or if you'll be notified or not, but I know. Sorry, I got a call.
No, you're good.
Um, I need to get another phone for this shit. Okay, let's see here. We killed it with dead shrimp this past Saturday with the low tide. Yeah, that shrimp's been the from what it looks like the go-to, man. At least in the last video I shot. Why I was using live shrimp. Carlos says he'll cook JRZ Boys Tackle Shop.
Wow.
I do that for JRZ and Roy's Tackle Shop. Badass, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I mean, I do want to do it. I just gotta figure out the date. It's got the conditions got to be good. The weather's got to be good. I don't want any mishaps. I don't want anybody flipping their kayaks over and things like that. So we'll definitely post a video. Probably if I do it and I figure out a date, I'm probably gonna announce it 2 or 3 videos in a row before the actual date, so that way it gives plenty of people to see it in my video, so that way they know about it. That way they can't say, "Hey, I didn't know about this." It'll
Yeah.
be out there. I'll announce it 3 weeks prior, maybe 4 weeks prior.
Yeah. You know, what'd be cool too is I might get my guys a No Bad Days kayak and bring different kinds of kayaks like the Hoodoos, the Impulses, all these kinds, so people can try them out. Maybe even buy their kayak on the spot before they even purchase it. They can get on the water and try them.
That'll be dope, man, for them to demo it.
Lots of thumbs up coming in, guys.
So Tex Art says nombre.
Hombre,
Nombre. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he means like I don't know. I don't know what that means. You gotta tell nombre can mean a lot of things in different ways it's said. So you gotta tell me what you mean, brother. I don't know what that means.
Speak up, Tex Art. Tex, speak up. Want to figure out what the nombre means. I know what Kayaklosico means, but what is nombre? Maybe that stands for something I don't know about.
I don't know. It could be like no mames. I don't know. Adrian Martinez says SS kayakers, SF Kayaklosico collab. Hey, we can do it, bro. We can do it. I
No.
think Adrian, if I'm not mistaken, Adrian and his buddies have the regular hand paddle kayaks, but they're good fishermen. They're young guys. I fished with them not so long ago.
Awesome.
They're out in the South Padre Island. We didn't catch shit but small trouts and small reds, but we caught some fish either way. That day where I was dragging my kayak in the middle of the night, that's when I think they were there. They were out there. So we down, bro. Brian, you better show up.
Better, man.
Better
It's
get
all
that free kayak.
sport, bro. Just catch that keeper size red. We'll try to get you on those spots, but as long as you net that keeper size red Pelican 100, of course used, is absolutely yours. You'll have it in time for Seth's tournament, man.
I think if we take them out, we should take them out to the causeway. Right there where you were at.
Yep.
Let him try his luck with some cut bait or lure.
Yeah.
Definitely catch some trout on the lure. Redfish is a little bit trickier only because in that particular area, it's like a foot or a foot and a half. It's really hard to work a lure there unless you throw a top water. Otherwise, you're going to pick up a lot of grass.
Oh yeah. But now it's a good spot, bro. Once you hit the high tide, man, those reds, they just come, bro. Like I said, 25 minutes. Took me 25 minutes to limit out on Saturday. Thanks to that high tide, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I was asleep when you were slaying them.
I had to wake you up. I was, hey, wake up. Need you to hear this. Look at your phone now.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Not by Google, but it was worth it, bro. It was totally worth it, guys.
I didn't have the energy to continue. I mean, I probably would have if I would have ate and then gone fishing again, but I don't know. What else? What else? What are the questions you guys got? Recommendations, guys? Fishing spots or uh kind of videos you guys want to see? What kind of fish do you guys want us to kind of target? I know some people like watching people target black drum. I don't usually target black drum, but I know where they're at, so I can definitely make a video on catching black drum. Um, but some people like saying different specific things, bass fishing. I don't know how to bass fish. I'll be honest with you though.
Yeah, I don't do freshwater.
Yeah, I don't do freshwater. I mean, I don't mind doing it one day, but I can't promise you I'm going to catch anything. Maybe a buzz. I'll take some beer with me. Um, Jesus said, I got my first kayak ascent, 112T. Only used it 3 times, but excited for the cold to pass. Go on it. I know exactly what kayak that is. I used to have one. I had the kayak ascend. I had the ascend 128T. My girl had the 12T, and it's a good kayak. The only thing I'm going to tell you, Jesus, is make sure you rinse that seat every time you use it. That kayak is more of a freshwater kayak than it is saltwater. So if you don't rinse the seat itself, you know how it's like metal or whatever. it's gonna rust on you really quick, bro, and you won't be able to find the seat anywhere for that kayak. So make sure, my advice from experience, rinse that seat. Don't procrastinate. Rinse it as soon as you get off that water, and you should be good. Otherwise, I was fishing one day on the sand, and I was sitting down fishing, bro. All of a sudden, boom, freaking just fell, dude. That thing was rusted out so bad that it just broke. The bolts broke and all that metal broke. I couldn't fix that seat no more. And Bass Pro doesn't sell the seat by itself. You got to buy the kayak. So
Wow.
make sure you rinse that one out. But other than that, it's not a bad kayak. Um, it's for me, it's a little bit tippy though.
Hey, you know
Uh,
what? Right there, real quick. Now that you mentioned the seats and the salt, guys, with the freeze coming in, make sure you're draining all that water out of your kayaks. We got a freeze coming in. You don't want to start cracks and all that fun stuff that's going to be kind of an expense later. So we got cold weather coming in. Check on your kayaks. Bring them inside if you can. Definitely check on those.
yeah, that's true. Uh, Puro pier fishing. But hopefully you can get on some kayak, man, and do some good kayak fishing. Pier fishing can be fun if you're catching big fish. Um, if you're looking for some action and trout, you'll get it. Um, I personally, me personally, guys, I don't do a lot of pier fishing because I kind of get bored with it. Um, Catching trouts left and right can get annoying, can get boring for me. So when I go to the pier with my dad, he catches the trout, and I look for big black drum, big stingray, big bull reds, and that's usually why I never catch anything at the piers because I'm always throwing big bait outs. And my dad's freaking bringing in trouts like back to back, but I see them and they're like, it's cute, but it gets boring. But some people like that. I guess I got spoiled with the big fish. So if I'm not catching big fish, I get bored. But the pier.
Midway through that, bro, just said Nate Rodriguez just dropped the freaking. Remember, guys, if your kayaks are cold, if you're cold outside, your kayaks are cold. So go ahead and bring them inside, bro. That's hilarious, man. Made me laugh.
That's funny. Um, if you don't want to keep your kayaks, if you don't want to bring them into my garage. I'll keep them here. I'll just don't expect them back. you know.
More thumbs up, man, for this tournament that's in the works right now.
Yeah, let's get that tournament rolling. I gotta wait because I know that other groups do fishing tournaments with kayaks. There's a group that does it that I believe they're gonna do a tournament soon. I won't name them, but they will be doing a tournament soon. So I gotta figure out their date so it doesn't kind of fall in the same time, same date. Usually every year there, I want to say there's two or three kayak tournaments. Usually there's one at San Martin. Then there's one in, I think it's all water, any water inshore kayaking, and then there's another one in South Padre, I believe, that they limit you to where you can go. It has to be the Bay Area or Mesquite Flats or even South Bay for that one. But they
Wow.
don't let you go. They don't let you fish like Arroyo and other ones. There's different ones, but I know Rick did one on this past weekend. Um, his was kind of, it wasn't really like pre-planned for a long time. It was just like, hey, I'm doing this a couple of days before, and as people were coming to fish, he was kind of just going up to them and getting them to get involved. That's one way to do it, but I don't want to do it that way because not everybody goes fish at the island. Most people go to San Martin, Arroyo. We want to make sure that everybody's going to go directly over there for that one purpose. So we're going to promote the crap out of it, guys. When I do it, I'll promote it on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere I can, and I'm going to have my sponsors share it on their pages as well. And then Marcus will promote it and so forth.
100%, man.
JP says he hasn't caught a keeper redfish yet.
We got to change that this year, JP. Anytime you want to go out, like I said, from now till Brian gets his keeper together, bro. I've got an extra kayak with on me. Let me know. Let me know. Go ahead and send me a message. Let's get your first keeper red this year, bro. Why wait? They're swimming out there. I know it's a little cold right now, but let's get you on your first keeper red, man.
Yeah, they're not fishing right now. They're not swimming right now. They're frozen. Freaking hibernating. Carlos says something about a park behind Walmart. I know where that park is at, but I don't know. Is there a launch where people can launch their kayak there? Because I know they have like little rocks on the side. So I don't know if you have to carry the kayak over that body of water. But I also know that that area it's okay for kayaks in the morning, but there's a chip channel that runs through it, like the intercoastal, and it can get pretty sketchy out there. So I don't know if that's a good area for the kayaks to be out there, to be honest with you, because I drive through there with my boat sometimes, and that area there, it's choppy, bro. So it's like flat, but then that it's got an intercoastal going through it.
Is
So
this
I
kind of
don't.
behind the O'Reilly's area, or where's this?
Yeah, behind like if you drive where Bell's is at, that old Bell's or whatever. There's like houses back there. I can't remember the name of the streets, but there's a park in behind those houses,
Yes.
and that's where he's talking about. I know they renovated it and put restrooms and all that stuff there, but I don't think that's a good. I mean, I've been out there with a kayak. I wouldn't go back again. I mean, it's not great for a kayak.
Lots
It's
of
pretty.
you're facing
Huh?
the lots of oysters. You're facing the wind, and of course, lots of little shark to deal with if you're dealing with on the bottom.
It's
Bottom.
skinny too back there, man. It's kind of shallow, and once you get into the deeper area, like I said, there's a drop off, and that's where the chip channel is at, and it gets pretty hairy there. Horacio says he bought the Cosmo paddle tail this weekend. Did pretty good. What'd you catch, man? What'd you catch on the Cosmo? And where did you fish? That's what I want to know.
Go.
I have a new Cosmo 2.0 coming soon. It's gonna be white, but it's gonna glow in the dark.
Ah,
Um, it's
nice.
gonna Yeah, it's gonna glow green. I think I just ordered the pigment earlier today,
Nice.
so that one's gonna be cool for you guys that like to fish the piers. Let's see. I use lures all the time. Yeah, wading is not a bad area, Carlos. You can definitely catch some trouts out there in the mornings. Um, I went out there one time. Um, this was years ago though. Me and my friends were at a bar. It was 2 in the morning. We got out of the bar and we decided to go fishing while we were still drunk. And we got out there probably like around 4:30, 5 in the morning, dude. Freaking cold in the water, no waders, catching trout left and right, and then we took off, and then we just crashed out for the rest of the day. We had fun, dude. We ended up it was just random, like let's go fishing, let's go. We were drunk, we didn't know what the hell we were doing, um, but we slayed some trouts that morning.
Awesome, bro.
Horacio is PI and some trout. Nice, man.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, that Cosmos been doing pretty well in most everywhere. I guess everywhere that I use it, it does really well. I guess it's the color. White is usually a very neutral color. Usually works in a lot of places. Um, and the 3-inch paddle tail definitely. When you first see the Cosmo, I know that a lot of people they see it and they're so used to seeing a big bait, a big profile bait. They see it for the first time and they feel some kind of way about it. And I know it's a little tricky because it's smaller bait. It's 3-inch bait. Most lures are 3.75 or bigger, and it's kind of skinny. Um, so a lot. The other day I was at RGB Bait Masters and a guy went in there and he was like, "Hey, bro, where's the famous Cosmo?" And I showed it to him, and he looks at it and he's like, "This is it." I'm like, "Yeah, bro." And he still bought them, but he was kind of like shocked, like he thought it was gonna be bigger. But once you use those lures, man, they're super. They have a lot of vibration on the tail, a lot of action, and when you learn how to hook them right the correct way on the jig head, they're very effective. Sometimes the fish want bigger profile baits. I agree with that, which is the reason why I'm going to come up with a bigger paddle tail soon. But for the most part, that Cosmo dude's been freaking killing it. We've caught all kinds of fish on that lure, from snooks to reds to big trouts. Um, I've landed 27, 28-inch trouts with it. Um, bull reds, you name it. I've caught them all with that color. And not the only color though. There's Goldilocks. I've done very well with Goldilocks. I caught a lot of oversized snooks and San Martin. So there's a lot of the colors that I have that I don't use a lot, but they're definitely very good colors. You guys will see them soon. And the red and white. When I met Marcus, you used the red color, remember?
Man, I love those rubies. I had to buy more, bro. Freaking
Yeah,
try.
they love that red color. I ordered a brand new red for the ruby. I'm thinking about modifying it a little bit. Um, this new color is called Dorothy, and it's like I don't know. When I see it, I'm gonna shoot it. If I like it, I'm gonna replace it with that one. It's very red as well, but it's got like a I don't know how to explain it to you, bro. Like a pearl effect.
Okay.
So I'm gonna see if it's as good or not, and then we'll see what happens.
I think the only downside of the Cosmo is getting hands on it, guys. Those things are flying off the shelves. RGB Bait Masters has them. I was in Brownsville at a few different places and they didn't have them, man. So get your hands on them now while they last. They will not be there for long.
Yeah, they sell really fast. And all the stores, Gilbert's Bait and Tackle also has them, but I haven't checked in with him. But I know that Captain George, SWP sold out. Captain George usually restocks every couple of days, so I know that they're selling really fast. But you guys gotta buy some of the other colors too, man. Under the lights, you want to use yellow, pink, white. I do have glow in the dark shrimp lures, glow in the dark paddle tails that George has as well. You gotta check those out as well, man. They work just as good. Um, Same. I use lures as well, or without bait. Especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, fishing with lures is something you got to practice with, man. You got to figure out what the fish want. Sometimes slow retrieve gets some. Sometimes they want to twitch. Sometimes you got to let the lure drop all the way down. Sometimes you got to keep it on top. You got to kind of play with it, learn what they want, and they just. Well, if you catch a fish with a certain type of retrieve, stick with that retrieve. Mm, what did Carlos say? Tell that guy
Carlos
that.
Cano, tell that guy that hasn't caught a keeper red, tell him to hook me up. I'll take him and try to get him on a red. There you go. Resources being thrown left and right, guys.
There you go, man. You want to catch a red? Hit up Carlos Cano, GPI a la pesca.
Horacio Morales, what size of leader line is good? Hey, that's a good question, bro. That's a really good question. I always give it about like an 8-inch leader line attached to my line, and then put a swivel on that bad boy, and let's get to work.
So that's interesting. You're talking about with lure
Lure.
or so. I guess everybody has their own niche. Um, I'm a little bit opposite. So I guess it depends on your preference, Horacio. I know that a lot of people they like to put a swivel at the end, and they like to just kind of swap out the lure with that swivel. I'm totally the opposite. I like to do a double uni knot, uni to uni, braid to mono, and I typically like somewhere at around 12 inches of length. And when I go to my jig head, I run the mono straight to the jig head. I never use swivels or anything like that. Not that it won't work. Obviously, it still works, but for me, that's just my preference. I've always had this mindset of the less, the less, what is it, freaking metal or material or anything that goes attached to my line, the better. The less hardware, the more natural the bait looks. That's just my opinion. Um, but I know that everybody fishes different. I know Captain George is the same way. He likes to run a mono to a swivel, and then so he can basically switch out the lure if he wants to. The way I do it can be more expensive because when I want to switch out a lure, either I have to cut that mono and switch it out, or which I don't do. What I do is I remove the lure, the existing lure, throw it away, trash it, and put a new lure on it, a different color. So mine's more expensive because if I'm switching through different colors to test them out, I'm throwing away lures. And if you don't want to do that, you want to be able to replace them really fast. You're going to want to use a swivel. The only reason I throw them away is because I make them,
Yeah.
so it's not as expensive on me as it is on you. So I would definitely recommend if you're gonna put a swivel, try to put a small profile one, not a big one. So you can just switch out the jig head versus the entire lure.
I think when it comes down to bait, I really don't see what kind of rig you're using for your bait, but for me, I'm going to my actual leader line all the way to my leader line to my rod line, doing a uni knot, and of course I'm using an inshore slam size 5 hook by Owner. Owner is the name of the company.
Let me
Uh,
see.
to a 1 ounce weight, guys. So I use very light tackle when going for reds. I like chunking that mullet. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am a mullet thrower, and it works out for me quite a bit. I love my lures, love my mullet, but man, the lighter, I guess, the better for me. Carlos Cano, I use a 2 foot leader, no swivel, straight jig. That's what I do.
So this one here, just to give you an idea, this is when I'm using bait. Um, I do a uni to uni right there, braid to mono. You can't really see it on that camera there. You see I get out of frame, but
There you
it's a
go.
uni to uni, and this one's about probably like 2.5 feet or 2 feet in length. And then I just have a little egg weight on the bottom of the hook. This is what I was fishing with the reds the other day.
There you go.
Um, I wouldn't recommend this way because when I was casting, I was using a live shrimp, so the live shrimp really can't move the weight. But a bait fish can kind of just swim away from the weight, and it'll leave the weight on the ground, and it'll just be kind of like going up, you know.
Yeah.
But it still worked. But basically, what I do is when I run a lure, I do the same thing. I do the uni knot to uni, but I only go about a foot, and then I put the jig head on it, and that usually works good for me. But again, everybody has their own way.
Go. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, guys, that's the exact same setup he had the other day. We were fishing SPI when he hooked onto a 26-inch red drum on, yeah, redfish on mullet, using that exact same rig, correct?
Same rod, yeah.
Wow.
The 2500 though to Florida. It's already beat up though. She's raspy, raspy, raspy. I was fishing the jetties and it fell down onto the rock, and the waves were just ruined, like just annihilating it. And it was kind of far away from me, so when I seen the waves just hitting it nonstop, I was like, nah, whatever. I left it there, and then I brought it home, didn't rinse it, and now when I'm reeling it, it's like
Oh,
real
man.
raspy.
Seems
Yeah,
to you.
so I got to take it apart, clean it up, or send it in to get the parts replaced.
Yeah.
Uh, and the size of leader line, just so you know, also guys, it's also important to know what kind of test of line to use. If you're fishing for trout, try to stick with like a 10 to 15 pound mono. You don't want anything too thick. I typically use fluorocarbon leader when I'm fishing for trout because it's got that invisible pink and you can't see it underwater. And trouts are a little much more pickier than redfish are. So if you're fishing for redfish, I typically use about a 20 to 30 pound fluorocarbon leader. 30 pound fluorocarbon you can get away with because it's still that invisible pink. But if you're using regular mono, I would say use a 20 pound. So it's less visible, but it's a little bit stronger for that redfish. But I've seen plenty of guys catch them with 10 pound mono, so it's really your preference.
More or less where I'm at. Size or 15-pound test line by Fins. That wind tamer, bright yellow, bro. Fins, 15 pound wind tamer. That's exactly what I like using for those reds, bro. I like that fight, bro. I like to feel it.
But is that the braid or the leader?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Because I use 15 pound braid.
Yeah, I use 15-pound braid by or by Fins. It's their wind tamer line.
Yeah, that's what I use 15 pound braid as well. The leader itself is 20 though.
Oh,
Uh,
on the gotcha. I use 30. I go
yeah,
up.
20 for trout, 15, 20 for trout, 30 for reds, 20 for red, depending if there's structure. Obviously, if you're at the jetties, you're gonna want to use like a 50 pound or a 40 pound mono leader because of the rocks and stuff. Um, let's see here. I used to use a 2 foot leader, so it was straight jig. That's what I do. Yeah, that's another way to do it. But good night, Carlos. Get some rest, brother.
Thank you so much, man.
Man, my dog keeps farting. They reek too, bro.
Man, it's a good input on the potential. Good advice. Good questions, bro. This is really good, man.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and log off right now, Marcus. I have to finish the jig heads.
10-4, man.
But I mean, hopefully we'll go live a little more often. We'll have a little bit more engagement next time, and the questions were good. Hopefully next time we have the same good questions or better. And I'll see you on the water later, and that's it. And make sure that anybody who sees this live, guys, follow Kayaklosico on YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram. Again, he's a new up and coming YouTuber or kayak fisherman, and we want to get some exposure for him to help him out. He's gonna have some good content out there, so make sure you show some love, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
I appreciate y'all. Kayaklosico guys, we'll be seeing y'all soon.
See you guys.